All right, we've got some business to take care of. We're back for week 2. I was going to adjust it. I was going to add a couple of other ones, but I think we're just going to maintain it for now, and then we're going to adjust when it comes to the fall split. To review, hype. You got to watch it. If you don't, you're missing out. We'll watch. I'm going to watch it. You should too. Watchable trash. I'm addicted, so I'm going to do it, but dumpster fire, I think we can all agree. And then I failed is, we'll clean it up later. We'll worry about those next week. Now it's time for the business. I'm going to do the ones that I missed from week 1 first. The Gene of AI. I don't know how to, this is a tough one. So this one has like an old school vibe to it, but there's like these like cyborgs. They look like humans. They have human personalities, they're their own people. And because of that, there's like rules that have ended up kind of being put in place where like they can't back up their memory and stuff like that. So there's like laws that are put in place for that, but there's like an illegal market for that, and people are getting nervous because of like different viruses and other things that are happening. And this doctor is not one of the AIs. He's like kind of helping people do things behind the scenes and helping them recover. So it's really interesting. So like the black market would give people the virus, and then he would kind of fix them or illegally do it behind the scenes. And he's got ulterior motives in there. So far, so good. I like it. It's definitely not watchable trash. It's will watch, and I'm going to keep up with it, but I think it's going to be lower end for me. So for now, it's going to go into will watch. We'll see where it goes. Level 1 Demon Lord and 1 room hero. So this is actually pretty funny. This was... So the hero beats the Demon Lord, and the Demon Lord's like, I'm going to get reincarnated and come back and beat you and kill all the humans again. And when they do get reincarnated, they're like a fraction of their power. So they end up being like this like little chibi kind of kid. Kind of reminds me of Pilaf from Dragon Ball in DBZ. He wants to go and see the hero and ends up flying into town to see him. And he's like overweight, kind of just living as a shut-in in his hotel, in his apartment. There's trash everywhere. That stereotypical like shut-in otaku kind of idea. But the world kind of gave up on him because he was kind of caught in some less than appropriate actions, if you know what I'm saying. It's comical and it's really good. The Demon Lord ends up kind of visiting and kind of helping him starts taking care of him and shopping and cooking, and wants to make it his home base to learn about the human world and stuff like that. It's cute. There is fan service. The secretary for the Demon Lord is wears like a swimsuit all the time, and like they're always doing that questionable anime angle, if you know what I'm talking about. Is this will watch? That's the question, my friends. That's the question. I think it's also going to be low will watch. The animation in it's pretty good. The story is, I'm not going to say it's generic, but it's got its own little flair to it, and it's kind of cool, it's kind of cute in its own way, but interesting in its own sense too. I think I might end up liking it more than Gene of AI eventually, but I think I'm going to leave it on the low end for now. I gotta give it a couple more episodes and we'll come back to that eventually. Let's go with Liar Liar. So this is an interesting one. It's based on so there's big name companies and they have a lot of money. Surprising, shocking, I know. And they have a island that has different schools that are kind of, I believe they were funded by the different companies, kind of, right? They were like their own thing. And each school was like a different level of elite, but the catch, there's a star system, right? So there's a star system that when it goes from 1 to 7, and you can only challenge above your class. And if you get to a 7-star, you're kind of like the cream of the crop. You're the student, right? They promote this like constant competition kind of thing. Whoever makes the challenge sets the game and the rules. You can choose different kind of like buffs to use or debuffs that you'll be able to use during the match. So it's one of those kinds of playoffs. You challenge up, you beat them, you gain a star. And then there's special stars that are rare, and those special stars have different like colors to them, and they give different buffs. So like we saw a red star, which is like the lying star, but nobody can see the lie except for you, and then whoever's the next person, and they can see the whole roster of different things. So it's really interesting. This I think goes above the two of these. because I like that kind of play off each other, have to fight each other, kind of figure out how to be the best, and having the underdog kind of be in charge there. So I'm going to watch that. Liar Liar, it's a will watch also, but it's going to be probably mid-pack, I think, by the end of this. I watched this one today, so let's get into this. Dreaming Boy is a realist. This one, I believe, is on High Dive. So this kid is like obsessed with this girl that kind of like helped him when he was a kid and is always making like advances on her, and she's always kind of putting him down and rejecting him. The teachers, the students, they all know that like that's their relationship, and they think it's like, it kind of feels like they think it's endearing in a way, but he's at some point like something snaps in him and he kind of becomes like broken in a way and kind of depressed, and she keeps shutting him down like hard. And then as he starts kind of just like being away from himself, kind of hiding in the corner, doing what he wants to do, trying to move on, she starts getting jealous and like upset at him for not giving her attention. I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm gonna put this in watchable trash high end because it's interesting to me that there's like this weird love dynamic, but because of his relationship with her and he was so overwhelming with it, no one was able to like be friends with her. So now he has to like take responsibility to it. Like that's where I'm at in the show. So I don't really know where it's gonna go. Interesting is the best way we can put it. Let's just put it that way for sure. He wasn't doing anything like pervy. He was just kind of always like, we should go out. Why aren't we should hang out. You're the goddess. It's one of those ones where you're kind of like, anime, we're breaching an edge that we maybe want to be worried of, but I think it's high-end watchable trash. It's in between. It's one of those ones that should be in between. I think that's a good spot for it. I think I'm gonna leave that there and we're gonna move on. Tempuru, like literally the opening sequence. So the opening sequence is the dad talking to the kid, and he's just like, son, I love women and I want to live life the way that I want to do it. So I'm gonna go around the world and love women. And he's like, wow, dad, you're so cool. Woo, dad, go. And then he ends up like growing up, trying to like stay as focused as he can to like break the curse of his dad, because everyone sees him as his dad's son and they know him as a womanizer. It is like one of the weirdest fucking openings of a show that I've seen in a long time. Dude, it's crazy. I don't understand it. I don't really get it. He keeps turning away all of his friends, like going to mixers, all these other things, like staying away from girls, doing his best to try to make a new name, like make his family name just again, right? And then this like super strong girl like drops a bale of hay down the street and it hits him, and he gets like in love struck by it. And so he can't figure, he drops out of school, tries to join a temple, ends up getting sent by his uncle to this temple that's like only women. And yeah, it's trashy in its own way. Yeah, this is watchable trash 100%. The way the show's going, there will be more and more kind of fan servicey things with him. So I'm gonna put that watchable trash below Dreaming Boy. Maybe it ends up surprising me. Right now, that's where it's hanging out, because that's just where it needs to be for now. That's what I think. Zom 100. This was absolutely phenomenal. The first episode is so good. The animation is phenomenal. The choices that they made with like the color in the show too, with like the way they mix like the bodily fluids from like zombies dying and blood and all this other stuff, it's like super colorful, super bright, but they did it for a reason. This kid out of college, ex-rugby player, super motivated to become this like join a marketing team, help these big companies market their products, all this other stuff. And they kind of look at the dark side of like the Japanese culture and work culture, where it's like, you get 30 days of vacation time, but Jimmy in the corner has been working here for 10 years and has never taken a day off. They're all sleeping underneath their desks and shit, like stuff like that. He was on the verge of kind of like dying from overwork. Zombie apocalypse happens and he is through the roof, like through the roof happy and excited. He starts making basically a bucket list. It's Zom 100, the 100 things I want to do before I turn into a zombie. And it is so... This goes into hype, hands down. It is done beautifully. The animation is gorgeous. The storytelling and the world development in it, just in the first 2 episodes, is like flip a switch great. Go watch this 100%. No pun intended. Zom 100, go see it. It's elite. Elite. All right, Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence. So this is actually, ooh, why might you hear my voice just go like 1 octave too high? Holy goodness. This is absolutely adorable. Kids raised by his dad, who was a priest, raised to be taught like when there's saints in the world, and it's our job to protect them and help them help the people, because that's our job as the church, one of those kinds of things. And then Saint Cecilia ends up at the church as a saint, but she's like a normal girl, right? So there's some love interest there. They're similar ages. There's some love interest in there. And he's completely oblivious to it, but like the rest of the town knows. It's super cute. It's slice of lifey. It's got elements that are just really good with like people that are like teasing her to kind of try to get them to understand. He's just so focused on keeping her safe, but she wants to keep him safe too, even though it's really, really wholesome. And yeah, this is going in Will Watch, and I think honestly is going up here. I don't know if this is my my seasoned life talking, but I'm starting to really enjoy slice of life stuff a lot. Yeah, it's just good. It's just really good. Classroom for Heroes. This is not what I thought it was gonna be at all, honestly, and it surprised me a lot. They have like an academy for raising heroes so that they can fight against like demon kind, all that kind of stuff. That stereotypical story, right? Right now, it's kind of all based right there in the academy. But the one kid that joins that you're following, his name is Blade. He's like the main character. He was born as the great hero, so he has like specific powers that he can use, and it makes him stronger than most people, and ever since then was like curated into the hero that he was. He ends up fighting the Demon Lord, and they like seriously injure each other in the end of their fight, and they both lose their powers for the most part. So it gives him an opportunity to go to school and start like making friends and be a normal kid. Super open, like I am who I am. I know I'm strong, I know I'm powerful, but I'm a super nice, humble person. I just want to make friends. So he's like running around being like, hi, I'm Blade. Hey, what's going on? Hey, be my friend. This also has some fan service involved, but I liked it. It was good. I think that it has some potential for it to be better, but I think they did an okay job with it so far. So this is gonna be under Will Watch for sure. It's in this area. If I could line it up with Liar Liar, I think I would. Actually, now that I'm talking about this and recollecting, I think I want to move some of this around. But we'll come back to that. I'm going to put that there for now. And at the end, we'll adjust some stuff, because I'm starting to have flashbacks, if you know what I mean. My unique skill makes me OP even at level 1. This is an interesting take. He gets isekai and like gets found as a drop from a slime, which is hilarious. But his like special power is that he's always level 1, but he always gets the extreme amounts of loot from drops. There's certain dungeons in this world that have either only drops for him because of his power that helps him level up certain skills. It's really interesting. It's an interesting twist on what's going on. So like he has to kind of like make friends with people in a way to kind of make sure he's going to the next step in a way. I like it so far. I really do. He's a really nice, wholesome dude. This has really good potential, I think. They're starting to introduce more female characters, so I'm a little on edge on what they're gonna do with that, but I haven't seen anything that like lets me be like, they're gonna go in the weird wrong direction. He's also one of those isekai things where like he was working and fell asleep at the desk at work and then woke up in a new world. So I'm interested to see where it goes with this, because it's hard for certain people to like, this is like one of those things where like the skill cap and the level cap on it and how to level up is really difficult for certain people, because you're kind of stuck into what your skill set is. So it's really interesting on that, I think. What do you think about the artwork and the animation? It's pretty average, honestly. It's good. It's kind of got it's kind of got this Shadowverse-y in a way, because they got like that certain eye style and stuff like that. But they have really cute moments, right? Like there's a moment where he eats something that this girl like cooks, and he gets really emotional, and they high detail that. It could be better. It could definitely be better. I think this is gonna be in Will Watch for me. I think it's gonna be that mid-pack, low-pack with AI and Demon Lord. I have to really say, on these last two, holy moly, bejesus. These were both, I'm literally getting goosebumps. Which one do I want to start with here? I'm gonna start with Helk. This is going, these are, by the way, these are both going into hype. I'm just throwing that out there right out of the gate. They're both insane. So, Helk. It's about a tournament for the next Demon Lord. And he is actually a human hero that joins the tournament to become the next Demon Lord. And the twist is that he's the fan favorite. Because not only is he stupid strong, but he's also super nice and caring to all the demons. And like he likes them and wants to be part of like their community and loves who they are and loves the demon race itself, because he hates the human race, which we haven't found out why yet. His brother was like the hero. They were both born, I guess they were like multiple heroes in his generation, and he was one of them and his brother was one of them. But his brother was the hero too. And there's been some foreshadowing that he might have taken care of his brother, if you know what I'm talking about. Dude, it shocked me. It really did. It's so good. It's really, really good. Go watch Helk. It really did. And so the other girl in the picture, she's like standing in as like the kind of the king, the surrogate king, and doesn't like that he's a human and wants to get rid of him. And like, it's the way they tell the story and then drop certain information is like insane. It really is. Go watch Helk. It's worth every second of your time so far. Now, last but not least, Dark Gathering. This also goes into hype. So this is a story about a kid who is very sensitive to like spirits and like the dark spirit realm and spirits in general. And when he was younger, something bad happened because of that attraction that he has from spirits. And like his arm turns black, so he's always wearing like a glove, but one of his friends got seriously hurt. And so he's always like super cautious about stuff and trying not to go to like haunted areas, because like 100% of the time they come after him. And he is very smart, like one of the top students in the grade, and he gets hired to be a tutor. Ends up being his friend's cousin, who's this girl. She has these like skull eyeballs. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. This might help. She's got like these like skull eyeballs with two pupils. And so she can see spirits as well. And then she gets in a car accident, loses her parents, and then it gives her a very high intellect, but also allows her to see both things at the same time, like both worlds at the same time. But she's also on the hunt to find her mom's spirit because it got taken away by like this like dude, it is so insane because the way this show is made, it is like happy-go-lucky. It's cute. Oh, there's going to be spirits in it. Here's this cute girl with crazy eyeballs. And then they throw in this like doll screeching, getting tortured thing. And it like makes you go, what the like, what is happening? And then it goes back to the like happy-go-lucky, lighthearted shit. And then like right back into the like demon. Like it's, oh my God. It like is so fucked. It's so fucked, and it's so good at the same time. If you like the spoopy stories, this one is, oh man, it's really good. Now we get into the nitty gritty. I think these are all placed where they need to be, but I think we need to decide what's better than the other. Watchable trash, I think I'm keeping both of these here because of the main characters and how like out of the box they are and how pervy they are, and the potential for like the girls to also have that kind of twist to it too. And it's, yeah, they're trash and kind of in a good way. It's weird. I don't know how else to get in that. So I think these are okay. Now this row is going to be confusing. I got to figure out what needs to go here because this has got no game, no life vibes to it, but like without the incest and the magic, but it's got the science side of it too. So I like the whole idea of it being a giant kind of, like the picture shows, chess game in a way. So I like it. I don't know if I like it better than some other ones though. St. Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence, I think it stays there. I like it a lot. I really do. I'm starting to really enjoy the slice of life stuff, man, a lot. And I think that one's super wholesome and adorable. And I will be watching that 100%. Classroom for Heroes. Is it better than Liar Liar? I think I enjoyed the first couple of episodes more than Liar Liar. So I think there's value in that. And I think if just by we go off of that, I think that moves it up a step. So I think that might be where we go with that one. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. My unique skill, the animation doesn't do it any justice. I think that it could have been done better, but at the same time, this is one of those kind of isekai that's just kind of like, do you really need to put that much more effort into it, or is it worth just it the way it is? And I think that they kind of did exactly what they needed to do for the show. So far, at least, right? Like, this is based off of 1 episode, 2 episodes tops. So we're gonna have to come back when the season's over to reevaluate probably. But I think that this is in a good spot for what it is. The Gene of AI, I still don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about it. Oh, I forgot to mention that like the AI humans have like goat eyes almost. Like their pupils are like kind of squarish, toady, goaty looking eyes kind of. Yeah, it's really interesting. This is kind of giving a shot at modern day times and like what the potential could get to. And like we used to see shows like Futurama joking around about like, download your favorite character that you could love as your girlfriend to this robot, and they would do like Lucy Liu with Fry, and it was like the weird, like, you know what I mean? But this has humans in love with the androidy AIs, and they're adopting kids, which is great in its own sense of the idea, but there's a lot of issues with it, and there's a lot of kind of moral things that go behind this that it's a pretty deep show, man. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy. Give it a shot. I think it's definitely something that I'm going to keep track of. I think it needs to give me a little bit more of the development before I really make a decision on it. But I think it's kind of similar size on this. We're having another intense moment, kids. If I could stack these, I think I would stack like all 3 of these together. Level 1 Demon Lord and One Room Hero. Animation of this, I think, is better than all of these. The fan service of it and the anime questionable angles that they do with some of the characters. But it's good though. Like, I enjoyed it though. I did enjoy it. I think it lines up with these, man. I really do. I think it has better animation than, for sure. So Will Watch is done. Now hype. I think for me, it's 1, 2, and 3 in this order for sure. Helk needs to get more depth. There is some fucking story shit going on there that I really want to know about. I don't have a lot of shows where I'm watching something and then like it's like an oh my god moment. Yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes. Dark Gathering, just like the mix of just happy and then fucked is like so well put together. So well put together. And then Zom 100, I'm vibing with it. It is so good. Animation's really freaking good. The story and the world development with it, the art style that they did with like the choices on how they did certain colors and stuff like that. It's just so, yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm happy with this. I think I'm happy with this. This is where we're ended. We're good.